Shoot.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Lady Layer. We are live, y'all. So if you see us or hear us talking to people in the little chat, that's what we're doing because we are live today. So today we're going to be talking about Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Summer House, and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And also, we forgot to talk about something with Real Housewives of Atlanta, so we're going to touch on that really quickly too.
Yeah, I'm going to start with that.
Right. So what we forgot to touch on is, okay, so it's like a whole lot of controversy right now about if Kendra was just Kendra. Why I keep calling Kenya you? If
people used to call me Kenya all the time when I was little. I'm like, that is not my name.
If Kenya was justified in showing the pictures at the beauty salon after Britt Edie made all those threats to her.
Mm-hmm.
So me and Kendra talked and we were like, definitely we feel like we don't have the whole story. But like honestly, I just don't feel like one is equivalent to the other. Like I feel like showing the pictures in the salon is like terrible. Like that's like her words. I don't know. I just don't feel like it's justified, and I don't feel like Kenya is vindicated based off of Britt Edie's threats, because Kenya has also made threats, the same type of threats to Phaedra when they were beefing. So
right.
I don't know. I just feel like one doesn't justify the other.
Right. From what I was hearing, I don't think people was necessarily saying like one justified the other, or, you know, now King is vindicated. I think people were kind of saying like, is what Kenya did worth her being like kicked off the show? And people were also kind of like, not this girl making threats and acting like she was innocent, like she didn't provoke Kenya to anything, like Kenya just was coming for her. Because I think that because that piece of information was missing, people were thinking like Kenya was just being a mean girl, you know, because Kenya has a history of that. Like, but right. I don't know, I'm gonna use the word bullying, but she does, you know. And so I think people were under the impression of, myself included, like she was just picking on this girl from the start and she just went overboard. Like, why would she take it there? Like that was completely unnecessary. And I don't think what Britt did justifies what Kenya did, but I also feel like she ain't innocent. Like, and just from like watching the show, like even with her admitting that she watched Kenya on the show before and she had preconceived notions of her, a lot of the like extra tension was what she brought on herself. Like, was Kenya giving her a little bit of shade? Yeah, but was it warranted that big explosive reaction? No. And then I think with the whole threat thing, was it a real threat? It could have been just her just puffing her chest, whatever, saying, you know, people try to act bad, like, you know, like, I'm out here too. This is the real life. Like, that's how she was talking. Like, girl, you don't act like that in the streets. Like, this is real life. Right. And so I think with all that going on, people was kind of like, okay, girl, like, you acting like you didn't do nothing. So I just don't feel like you said, we haven't seen the whole thing, so I can't really make a fair judgment. And I don't think they're even going to show us the actual picture on the show. But the ladies have done so much to people on this show. They have done so many things and made threats and said stuff. Do I think her showing a picture of her that was already on the internet warrant her being kicked off the show? I don't know.
So I think if it was just this isolated incident, I would say you are right. But I feel like it's also like a buildup, because like you said, every season she's doing something. So I feel like, is this just the incident that is like the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back, you know? So that's why I'm like, I don't know. I think it
but they kind of like don't give her, like, I don't know. I feel like they have never made it a big deal what Kenya does. Like, they've never, and which is kind of like what you're saying, right? She's gotten away with this stuff previous years in the past, but I think that's also, in her mind, it could be a part of her personality on the show to do these big outrageous things. And it's never been a problem before. Like, why is it a problem now? Like, she walked into her event with her booty out. Like, you know, she's done like these crazy things over the years, and it's never been, you know, like she hasn't gotten reprimanded, she hasn't got sat down and like told like this is not okay. And with her like setting up all this stuff, it makes me wonder, did the producers know that she was going to do any of this? Like, did they see the pictures before she brought them out? Because they're still airing it. So like, if it was that big of a deal, why air it? Like, why allow it to happen? At any point they could have stopped the cameras and said this is not okay. But I
Well,
think
we don't.
because
Well, like you were saying, we don't know if that's what they do when she shows the pictures. But I feel like I
they're
don't think
still
that they're
airing
gonna.
it.
Yeah, but we ain't, like you said, we aren't gonna be able to see what it is. Like we would have to Google it, you know, which we could have
Right.
done
But
before.
my point is, if it was as big of a deal as it is to kick her off, none of it should have got aired. Like, it should have been a little message that said, we do not condone da 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 da, so we will not be showing any parts of da 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 da. But they're still allowing the buildup. They're still allowing the storyline to happen. They're still showing her conversation, you know, before. And so I kind of feel like, in my opinion, I think that they ended up doing this because they were afraid of backlash from Brit maybe wanting to sue the show. Because I feel like if there was no talk of any of that, they might have let Kenya continue on. So I'll be interested to see like how it actually plays out. But yeah, that's my.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting to see what happens because yeah, maybe I don't know, maybe something else happened at the shop. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder, is that picture still online though? Because they were saying like nobody sent it to her, like she got it offline. And I think that's why they was kind of like, okay, girl, but you didn't have to put it on TV though. But
Yeah.
go show it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, well, let's get into Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So we start off with Carly chasing after her husband to the airport. And like, it's crazy because even when she chased him to the airport, she was still trying to pretend like she wasn't recording him. Like, at first she was like, I didn't record you. I didn't record you. And then she like admits it. Like, you know that your husband does not like that you have this lack of trust with him and that you do weird stuff like tracking him and stuff like that. And you continue to do it even on vacation. Like, I'm wondering what she was going through her mind when she was like, let me record him. Like, what did she think that he was going to say that she could use against him? And like, if that's your husband, like, why do you need to have ammunition against him? Like, y'all supposed to be still in the honeymoon phase.
I think what she was doing was because he said that he was on the phone with his mother, but she didn't know who he was on the phone with. I think she records his conversations to see who he's talking to. I don't know if she's necessarily using it to use it against him, but I think she's recording it to see like who he's talking to, because he said
wild.
He said she had the phone upside down but on record. And when he saw her phone, he picked it up and was like I'm talking to my mother.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy and that's hurtful that you think I would even be speaking to another girl right when you're in the next room and we're on vacation together as a married couple. Like,
right.
But who knows, child? Because now they didn't announced already that they getting a divorce, and who knows what he was really doing. All this might have been warranted, but also Carly was saying, you know, I need to do better because I have a tendency to do these type of things because of what has happened to me in the past. Like, she's not trusting. And it's evident that she's not trusting of anybody because she accused, you know, Bambi of trying to get with him because he was trying to plan a birthday party. And it's like, girl, if you can't trust your friend to plan a birthday party with your man, like, why is she your friend? And why is he your man? So he just got
apparently, I guess he's the one who got fed up because I saw that he's the one that filed for a divorce, not her.
Oh,
so
was the domestic violence stuff in the paperwork? Did you see that?
Yeah, so there was domestic violence stuff, but I guess even with that, she was still gonna stay because I saw something. I think it was either yesterday or today that he's the one who filed for divorce, not her.
Wow. Dang. That's crazy, but yeah, they ended up making up and he stayed and came back and joined the party. And everybody kept talking about it. Like, Zayn kept bringing it up and, Everybody's kept like,
Zane is being so annoying this trip. Like,
he's
bro.
so annoying. Ashley, at first, she was like, he's being annoying, da da da. And she joined in the bandwagon. Like, she gonna bring it up in a little game too. And it's just like, okay, all y'all got issues if you want to keep it a buck. Like,
but I'm glad that Bambi really not confronted her, but she really sat her down and was like, look, what do you want out of this relationship? If you want to be with him, you need to forgive him and like move on. Stop bringing up old stuff. And that's so true. Like, what's the point of being with somebody if you're gonna keep bringing up old stuff? Like, you'll never be happy. Like,
and she gave her great advice. Like, don't talk to him like that. Like, you can't be talking to somebody crazy. You can't be constantly throwing stuff in their face and expect for them to just be like cool with it 100% of the time. So
yeah, I'm proud that she gave that. And then it's like it shows in her actions because she couldn't let it go with Scrap. So that's why she left.
Yeah. You know, and it's important as a woman to know yourself, what you can and what you cannot deal with. Like, I know I couldn't deal with that. I'm gonna look at you every day,
right,
and think about what you was doing, what you've been doing, what you did already. Like, there's no way. And you know, some women can handle it and they move on. Like, it looked like Rashida, she just completely, you know, I don't know who. It's hard to tell with her though, because
Rashida is such a hypocrite. I'm sorry. Like,
right. And then I'm like, Ashley's like, when all the couples are sitting there, all the couples are sitting there, and Ashley is like, yeah, you know, I really look up to you and Kirk, and you know, I want to be like Rashida, and I want to be like Yandy. And it's like, why do you want to? Why?
I do not want to be like a woman who gonna keep staying with a man who cheats on her, has babies on her, and justifies it on TV. I don't want that life.
And then DC was like, I'm the only one that didn't have a baby on my wife.
Right.
That's crazy.
Right. Like the fact that that's what you are proud of is nuts, because that's a given. You shouldn't be having babies on your wife. Like,
and he wants her to be more like Rashida too, because Rashida accepted it and she don't bring it up no more. Of course he wants you to be like her.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know, because anytime I feel like when she do get mad at him, she will bring it up. But it's like they made a pact or something this season to just be like,
we gonna be like this. It don't matter what nobody say.
Yeah, it really gives that.
Yeah,
because apparently they had some type of well, Carly did her little sex thing or whatever. Am I skipping? No, Carly did her little sex party, and that's when they kind of was making fun of Ashley and Zane because they couldn't even like coordinate with each other just to do a simple game. Right. And she got upset at Carly and called her out or whatever. But after that, right. Was that? Yeah, it was after that, right? Yeah. After that, they said they had like a little nightcap once the cameras went down. And somebody brought up Rashida and Yandy's situation, and Rashida went off. She basically said she ain't friends with none of these girls, and only person that got her back, and that's her friend, is Kirk Mother effing Frost.
Which is crazy because Kirk don't got your back. That's why he be cheating on you and having babies by anybody, by other people. That is not a friend.
Like, girl, did you forget earlier in this season where was it? It was earlier this season, or it was last season? I don't know, where he was just getting caught up with text messages. So you threw that out the window, act like that had happened. We didn't forget.
Right. But that's why they've been throwing little marks the whole trip. Like, how we coming with Yandy? They ain't lovey-dovey. Like, I don't know. And then it was like
Rashida and Kirk, or what? No, who was saying that?
I think Yandy was well, that was when Yandy and them was talking about each other's relationship. Like,
yeah, when they first started the trip, they was like, oh, you know, we all want to come here by love, da, 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 da. And then somebody threw shade and was like, well, y'all ain't the ones to kind of like show us what to do or whatever. But I feel like Kirk and Rashida, ever since the whole thing happened with Jasmine, they have been throwing jabs. Like, Kirk said stuff and Rashida said stuff. Well, you know, what people saying about Mandisa in the street, I don't know if it's true. It could be true because I've been hearing stuff, whatever.
It's definitely deflecting. They try not to keep the eye on them.
They're
But it's
happy
crazy
that
though
it's
because
her.
like she literally sat on that bus and tried to make it seem like she's had this wonderful relationship for all this time. Like, girl, you are
Who, Rashida?
definitely throwing stones at a glass house, Rashida.
Oh
Like
yeah.
she's like, yeah, people be coming to me and telling me stuff about Mendici and I don't say nothing and blah 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 blah. And it's like, well, that's why she feel like you're not her friend, because if people are coming to you and saying stuff about her husband, as a friend, you should go to your friend and be like, hey, I don't know if it's true, but listen, this is what's going on in the streets. How you handle it is how you handle it. But as your friend, I'm gonna tell you what people are coming to me and
Right.
saying.
And not
Like,
letting people talk crazy, because that's what Yandy does. When she walked into the bar and she seen Jasmine there and trying to come up to her and say something, she cut her off immediately. She's like, those are my friends. I'm riding with them. And I think Yandy wanted that same loyalty, but
right,
Rashida's like, I don't owe her no loyalty. And it's like, girl, we've been friends for a decade. At least I thought we was friends.
right.
And I would do that for any of my friends, whether they're my best friends or not. Because Rashida tried to say, well, she's trying to act like we best friends. We ain't best friends. The problem is I have real friendships. Da, da, da. What are you really mad at Yandy about?
Right.
Because this energy, she has never given this type of energy to Yandy.
I think she's mad at Yandy because they tried to use Jasmine against her to try to say Mendici was talking to her. And
yeah.
Mendici made Jasmine look stupid. Like, you telling me that you see me at your bar. What conversation did we have? You asked for
why
a drink?
would Rashida be mad at that?
Because I feel like Kirk and Rashida set that up. Like,
and it blew up in their face.
Yeah. That's why she tried to act like she didn't know what happened with the fight. And now everything was unfolding, and now she's getting caught up in her little scheme. So
and
that's
it goes exactly what you were saying, that they wanted this thing to blow up on Mendici to take pressure off of them. So it's like, let Mendicis have issues with Jasmine and her friends, not us. Because it did work a little bit. It worked a little bit, but not for real, because at the end of the day, like Bambi said on the bus, because Rashida like, I don't know why she's so mad. Da, 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 da. It's like, girl, these people wouldn't be in any of our lives if it wasn't for y'all.
Right.
They're coming at her because she is their friend, and she was just riding for you when they was in the club.
Right.
Like, if she would have stayed quiet and sat on her hands and didn't defend you or kiki with Jasmine at the table, Jasmine wouldn't have brought this to her.
No.
She's trying to stake her claim on the show as an individual. And because why else would she bring this girl that's a third party, not even the girl that he was really talking to?
Right. It's a friend of the friend that's going to tell.
Yeah. It was completely unnecessary. So I feel like Rashida is just wrong. And if clearly Yandy was never her friend.
No. But listen, I hope Yandy, like, Rashida told her what it was. So Yandy, now you need to operate accordingly. Even if she come and apologize, okay, but we will never be cool like that. We can be cordial, but I will never trust you the way that I trusted you before.
Right. And you know what is different too? Yandy's from New York. Like, I feel like New Yorkers' loyalty is a little different. Maybe a lot different from the people in Atlanta. Like, because she's thinking, if I call you a friend, you're really my friend.
Yeah.
And if somebody has something sideways to say about you, they're not going to say it in my face.
Right. Because they know it's going to be up.
It's going to be up. But Rashida kind of like, that ain't my business. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Is it true?
She loved to do like that.
Yeah. Like, that's her stance with everybody. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think she does loyalty like that.
I feel like it's honestly time for her to get off the show, because what does she even bring to the show anymore?
Like, she really characters carry the show for her, not her.
Right. Like, she don't even she told the truth. She don't even really kick it with none of the people on there. Like, they aren't really her friends like that. Like, she never films with anybody really but Kirk and maybe Yandy, but now Yandy ain't gonna be filming with her either.
That's facts. And she said it. They said when she said it, when they had their little issue, she was like, I ain't friends with none of these people. And Kirk tried to clean it up on camera, like, don't you consider Bambi a friend?
Right.
Like, of course. Don't you consider such and such a friend? Of course. No, you don't.
Right. You said what you said.
Say it with your chest now in front of our face. It's cool.
Right.
Like,
honey.
I just want to know where I stand. I think that's where everybody is with it. Like, girl, just let me know where we stand, because I don't want to be out here defending you in these streets and you acting like it ain't
Girl.
me.
Right. If she would have said that to me, I would have been like, bet.
Right. You got it. That's all I need
Right.
to know. We good.
Right. Thank you for
We
being
good.
honest. Like, we don't even need to continue this conversation.
Right.
Because
Because Wendy
I'm
has
dang
friends
sure
too.
not about to be sitting up here upset with somebody that's not even my friend. I'm only upset
Bro,
because I thought that we had a bond and a friendship. If we ain't got no friendship, I don't got listen.
if we co-workers, that's cool.
Right.
We can go to these little lunches that they set up for us on camera. Like, cool, bet.
Right.
Now I know.
Right.
But
Thank
when
you
people
so
start
much.
dragging out through the mud again for all the craziness y'all got going on,
That's not my business. That ain't my friend.
y'all heard it. She said it on TV.
Shoot.
Okay, ain't got to be twice.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on
Mm-hmm.
to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion, episode 1.
It wasn't terrible.
It wasn't. We had a couple things to talk about. I like that they kind of like got to it a little bit, because we get into the drama that happened in the beginning of the season. So
wait, before we get into it, do you feel like Dorit is setting up her storyline for next season based off of how she was acting at the reunion?
Based upon like what she was saying about PK, or yeah, she's setting herself up for her single life.
Yeah, I heard she got a boyfriend.
Yeah, I saw that too. And I think she tried to clean up a little bit when they asked her if she still loved him or whatever. She's like, "Of course I do."
Right. The fact that she had to think about it that long, it's like, girl, either you do or you don't. It's not. It don't take all that thinking.
She knew it was going to sound bad if she said that she was over it, because you guys have been married for this amount of time with these kids. So
listen, if somebody asked me if I'm still in love with my husband who was about to get my house foreclosed, threatened to not give me money, only sees my kids once a month at night, maybe if he's in town, I'm going to tell you, hell no, I don't even know this man. I cannot be in love with this new person I don't even know.
Like, and that's I think that's a great answer. Like, that's a great answer that's justified. But if she would have just been like, no, people will be like, you can't fall out of love with somebody that fast. And then it's people that then drug them up and down the street and they still in love with them. Right. But I mean, if that's your truth, that's your truth. Because like you said, that was a lot. She probably hates him.
Right. And justified. Like you are literally dragging it. Like, please drag it for the 10 years, because then I could get half. But like, what are we doing? You threatening to not take care of our family. You doing little stupid stuff like getting our house put into pre-foreclosure. You're not really spending time with your kids, yet you want to write statements about how I'm tarnishing your name, saying that you a bad father. Like, you're not in their life. That is a bad father. Like, calling on the phone, all that's great, but like, they need you in person. Like,
now I do think for the sake of the kids, I don't necessarily agree with her saying that on TV, because when you say stuff like that on TV, you're trying to protect your kids by not telling them the truth. But if you say it on TV, that means a clip is out there. Once the clip is out there, anybody can take that and show it to your kids. Like, what do you mean? Daddy doesn't love us? That's how the kids are going to hear it. Why wouldn't Daddy love us? So I think it was a little irresponsible for her to say it on camera. I get her platform, and it does kind of help her case to tell the truth. But just being a mom, I don't know if I would say that publicly for my kids to hear. Because
I think she was just fed up.
She was for sure. And I think she's just tired of him. And I don't blame her. And I think it was a valid question. I don't know who asked her. Sutton, I think, asked her if her name was on a mortgage. And I don't, not the mortgage, but the house, the deed to the house.
Yeah.
And I think
it is a valid question.
Yeah, but she was like, I'm not telling you anything. And I'm like, ooh, that don't sound like her name is on it.
But I get why she wouldn't want to tell Sutton anything.
Yeah, like, I totally understand that too. I understand her wanting to keep that to herself. That's not something she should say out loud anyway, because it's very irresponsible for you to be in a home.
Hey, Brandon.
Oh, yeah. But for him, that's scary to me. I would have been about that mug ASAP, because what you're not gonna do is come up in here and kick me out or not pay, or like she said, like he he doesn't believe in paying people if they're not doing what he asks. Like, them people could put you on the street,
right?
and
Our
he is
kids
in
on the
London.
street,
You
right?
and your kids. And he's
Mhm.
in London somewhere. Like, I'm not putting his listen. He's not protecting you anymore. You don't need to
Right.
keep your life in his hands.
Right. And that's why
So
I'm like, I would have been like, hell no, when they asked me if I'm in love with him. Like, this man does not care about me. Like, the way he's acting, he don't like me like that no more. And that's okay.
yeah,
Moving
I'm
on.
poor Garcelle. Child, I don't feel bad for Garcelle.
No,
I feel like
these people are so hurt for Garcelle, and it's like, why? Garcelle been giving it to people all these years, and finally they are holding her accountable. Like,
that's what I'm
be
like.
for
Did y'all
real.
watch? Did y'all watch the season? Like, everything she's getting right now is based upon her own actions. She has to eat that.
Right.
Put
And
your
then
big girl draws on to eat it.
It's so desperate because, like, she got past producers coming up talk about Garcelle was a pleasure to film with, and da-da-da-da. Like, yeah, she was a pleasure to film with because she wasn't coming at you and trying to expose all your stuff. Like, you're right. I probably would enjoy spending time with somebody who wasn't coming for me either. But if I'm on a cast and she's coming for me and trying to call me out for stuff, but she doesn't even expose her own life, yeah, it's gonna be a problem. Like,
yeah, I think that's valid, because it's like I still don't understand her going so hard on Kyle with Morgan's situation. Like, you already brought it up. And we didn't know this. Kyle mentioned this too, that they talked about it off camera.
Yeah.
She already
so why
said,
keep bringing it up?
And that's
what my whole thing is the whole like conversation at Chuck E. Cheese when she's like, if you want to be a lesbian, just be a lesbian. Like, well, what if she don't want to come out? You just exposing her.
Exactly. And then she's like, well, we laughed about it. It was an awkward laugh. I don't know what to do in this situation. I'm sitting at a table in Chuck E. Cheese and you talking about lesbian at the table with these kids running around. And I'm just going to laugh it off because I don't even know what to do. And she's like, and then on the after show, you called me an a-hole and da-da-da. It's like, yeah, girl, you want me to say it to you at the table at Chuck E. Cheese?
Right.
Like, you put her in an awkward position. And then it's like, she brought it up at least 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, girl.
She was literally trying to out her. Like, if her and Morgan are in a relationship, they should come out when they feel like it, okay?
And so say she said, yes, we're in a relationship. What is that going to do for you?
Right. She's in a relationship. Okay, next storyline.
Storyline. Like, why? I feel she did not explain why she was so eager for her to say that out loud. Especially, it really irked me when she said that they had talked about it already. And that's what it explains why Sutton left it alone as well. Because she's trying to push Sutton to talk about it. And Sutton is like, I respected what she said. She said that she didn't want to discuss it. Morgan is not a cast member on this show. Yes, she's like, well, she should have never brought her on last season. She didn't sign no contracts.
Right. And I feel like the reason why she was trying to push Sutton to bring it up is because she wants to drive that wedge against her and Kyle again.
Yeah.
Like, last year it was so great. She had Sutton to herself because her and Kyle weren't getting along. But now they trying to like work it out and really be friends. And she trying to drive the wedge slowly, like make her talk about Morgan. She doesn't have your back. Like, she's a bad friend. Like, girl, so it's women thirsty, okay?
And Garcelle, she just has jealousy issues because even in the conversation where they're talking about Bose and Dorit, and how, they were so connected and they're sitting at a table for an hour and a half while everyone else is around and they're having their own conversation. Girl, so what? She leaning down the table. She just nosy or jealous, or she has what you call that? FOMO or something.
Yeah.
Because it's like nobody else cared.
Right. And you all the way at the other end, like, what you gonna do? Shout all her business across the thing? Like,
she's so
when she brought up the conversation, I thought that they had like went off and talked for an hour. But they're sitting with the group. Like, if you wanted to join in, you could have just chimed in. Like, it wasn't.
Or she could have picked up her chair and went to the other side of the table if you just had to know that bad. Like,
right.
they're literally like Bose and Dorit were literally across from each other in like in an intense conversation. It's like, give them their moment. Who cares? And you don't even know this girl for real. Like, why? And you don't like Dorit.
Right. At that point, they had not even made up. So why do you care what they're talking about?
Right. Even after they made up, she still didn't like her.
Right. Yeah.
He said, Sudden, that's the best I've seen her look at the reunion.
I didn't like her dress. I thought it looked like she bought it from like the mall, like Windsor or one of them little prom stores.
It was definitely giving Windsor. Like,
listen, it was better than her fashion show dress. I'll give her that.
Right. Okay. Going back to the beginning though, the shade. Did you catch the shade from Kyle when she got on Kyle because she was like, "Why would you say something about her? Her storyline." Or her personality switching up so that she can get on the next.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, you knew I already got picked up because you're friends with the producers. And Kyle's like, yeah. Yeah. And she's like, what are you trying to say? She's like, I'm just saying what I said. If you read between the lines, like, girl, you were not a guaranteed comeback.
Right. I got you your job back, boo. That's what it was given.
It was definitely given like, girl, you got through by the skin of your teeth. So your antics, definitely feel like you were trying to solidify your spot on the show. And I think we can all agree in the beginning, it was very like, whoa, who is this person? And it could be because, you know, she's going through a lot. Like Kyle was kind of like, not the same way, but she was different.
When her crystals wasn't really working. She was talking about, it was going to give her peace and all of these things. They didn't work. She should have left them in her dressing room.
That big old rock. She was holding that big old rock, rubbing that big old rock.
Right.
Girl, you could have found a smaller crystal to fit in your hand. Like, it wasn't working.
No, at all.
They were coming for her. Kyle was, okay. I was proud of her though, because she was like, okay, so what is it? Because everybody, why is it always me this season? Like, these two are your best friends. Nobody said anything about. And the crazy part is, though, I feel like Sutton wasn't necessarily putting that pressure on Kyle. Garcelle was.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Garcelle was doing it to Sutton because she wanted Sutton to be mad at Kyle. That's why.
Right. But she kept being Sutton's voice. Like, she was putting words in Sutton's mouth. Like, she's going to Kyle telling her, like, well, Sutton feels like.
Right. And Sutton did not tell her to do that.
At all.
Yeah.
And because she's going to Sutton like, well, don't you think Kyle should have spoke up more for you? Well, don't you think that? And Sutton is like, listen, we're in a good place. I'm not trying to overthink it. Like, she did speak up for me in this moment. And I think Sutton even understood when she didn't speak up for her on the boat, because it's like, listen, it was a lot going on. And you got two friends going back and forth. And in the back of Sutton's mind, she knows what Erica was saying was valid. Like, girl, you do pick on everybody.
Right. But honestly, too, like, I feel like Garcelle should have took the hint from Sutton's mama when Sutton's mama was like, girl, you need to stay in your place. Like, Sutton's mama tried to warn her and she still can't shut her dang old mouth. Like,
yep. Because people were saying, too, like, I saw a little bit of discourse that people were saying that Sutton basically used Garcelle to have, like, somebody in her corner.
I think that they used each other, because when Garcelle first got on, she wasn't like Miss Popular either. People didn't connect with her like that either.
She didn't connect with anybody, and I think they had that in common, where it was like,
so if we want to say somebody used each other, they used each other. I mean, if we want to say someone used someone, they use each other. Like, they both needed a friend, and that's why they got so close, because they only had each other to rely on.
Right.
You know.
Right. That's true.
So do you think it's weird that Kyle called PK after the conversation? Like, girl, you didn't learn. Like, I feel like she just didn't learn, or she just don't care.
She don't care. I think she doesn't care, because it's like, you know, it's going to get back. There's cameras everywhere.
Right.
And why does she have this like deeper relationship with PK? Like, are the rumors true? Like, what is really going on? Like, that's weird.
And Dorit called her on it. She's like, well, how do you feel like you know PK better than me when all you guys do is send emojis or memes? Like,
she clacked that tea. I was like, and even her like defending him, or like, which I kind of agree with a little bit, where it's like, yes, he talked about his drinking publicly, but the amount of times that you brought up him being alcoholic on camera was kind of like, okay, at the end of the day, like, this is your husband. Yes, y'all are through separation. That goes back to the same thing where I feel like she's not protecting him as a father.
Mm-hmm.
She's so angry with him that it just doesn't matter. And we've seen this before with baby mama, baby daddy drama, where it's like, F him, you know.
But I think also, like, she resents him too, because with the whole break-in thing, like, he started to like use it against her and punish her for being traumatized.
And it's like,
and it's like, I can't forgive you for that. Like, first of all, the reason why I'm at home by myself is because you out lollygagging wherever, and I'm at home by myself. Someone breaks in. I'm worried about our kids, and you don't think that I have the right to still be traumatized, and you still don't. Even after that, you still don't want to be home.
He didn't rush home. He didn't even rush home.
Like, be for real. Like,
he should have had his butt on a private jet that night,
right? Or at least stayed for a while afterwards. Like, he was still traveling
for
back
a couple
and forth.
days and left.
Like, yeah, I feel like Dorit has a lot of resentment, and I just feel like from before she was like protecting him, but because of that situation, that was where the crack started. And like, she's like, I'm not gonna protect you no more. Like, you don't protect me, literally. Like,
yeah.
And that's another reason why I feel like I don't understand why they're victimizing why they're victimizing Garcelle, because Garcelle literally sat on TV and said that Dorit and PK staged it and it wasn't a real break-in. Like,
that is like like, girl, you think I would traumatize my children or put my children in? Because listen, if it was staged, I can't guarantee that my kid is not going to run out and see somebody in there waving a pew-pew.
Right.
Like, why would my husband put our children in that type of danger?
Right. And then I feel like they gave the phone back because it would be stupid for them to take it. They can track the phone.
Yeah.
Like,
that was low down. Garcelle puts her foot in her mouth a lot of times. So I think it is best that she leaves, because she's gonna.
That's why I have no sympathy for her. Like, girl, you put your foot in your mouth all this time, and now people are holding you accountable, and you mad, and
she can't handle it. She cannot take the heat. Like, she can't take the heat. And then she gets mad at when Erica says like she's boring. It's like, girl, we just asked you what else you have going on in your life, and you're like, oh, I just, just working in my kid. Okay, boring.
Right.
Like, you don't have nothing else going on. You don't have nothing to talk about. And she's like, and Kyle caught that tea when she said, well, you're not dating anybody. She's like, well, not really. She said, not really.
Right. So you do have stuff that you're holding back, right? But I got to talk about Morgan.
Like, okay, well, you're not dating anybody. Would you like to date somebody? Sutton is on here with a whole dating coach trying to put herself out there. That's something showing her personal life. Like, we literally know nothing about your personal life. The only thing you shared about your personal life is your kid's personal life. She done exposed her son about his issues with his baby mama, about his drug habits and things that he had going on. Like, we know about her younger son and his girlfriend. We don't know nothing about you.
Right. Yeah.
So can't say I will miss her necessarily.
I definitely can say I won't miss her.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, if she was so upset about Erica calling her boring, she should have called Erica boring back, because Erica didn't talk about nothing this season either.
Talk about her house, and that's it.
Right. All she did was renovate the pool house. Like, okay, girl, that was good for like about 20 minutes. Now I'm over it, okay? Because it wasn't even that cute.
Right. It was cool. I mean,
it looked better than it did, but it wasn't like, okay, girl, the pool house. Let me Google him and follow him so I can steal his designer tips. Like,
right. So they do a package on Bose and like show her, coming on the show, which I think looked great. Like, she actually had a good first season. She came in swinging. She planned an amazing trip. She looked good. She
was given season 10. She didn't come on struggling
immediately.
Yes.
Like, she was like, oh no, y'all not finna come in here and catch me slipping. Like, she's a boss. She has a good relationship with her daughter. She showed her relationship, even though it was new, very vulnerable with what's going on with her body and her trying to have a baby, very transparent, planned a couple events that went off well, gave gifts.
Right.
You know, held her trip together, because a lot of times people lose control of these trips, especially if it's their first go around.
Yeah.
So I think her package was great. So then they kind of talk about a little bit about her and Kyle's situation. This is the part that I didn't understand, which I kind of feel like could have been because of Dorit and Kyle's exchange. But last I heard on the show, her and Kyle was cool.
Like, yeah, I thought so too.
She stood up for her. She was like, you know, about Mauricio, whatever. So I thought they was cool. And then she talks about, she's like, oh, you know, we did have conversations. Kyle's trying to remind her of when she came to her dressing room. She's like, I don't think that happened. Like, she's like, the producer brought me there. I asked the producer, which means she can go to the producer and ask her. And she's like, I don't recall. And then she's like, I don't really remember our conversation. I just remember you talked a lot about Dorit when you came to my house. She said, but you said you were on a lot of medication. You don't really remember our conversation. She's like, well, it must have been boring. It must have been not memorable.
Girl, I don't know where I was when they talked about that. I do not remember that part.
Yeah. So I was just like confused, because I was like, Bose, why are you coming at? And it seemed like Kyle was very friendly with her. Like, just like when they approached the stage and like talking about different things, like Kyle was trying to smooth things over. It seems like Kyle is really trying to be her friend. So I don't know if Bose and Dorit kind of talked about some other things that is still making her off-putting to Kyle, but it seemed like her demeanor with her changed.
So you saying Bose was coming for Kyle?
Yeah, because she was just like, well, it must have been boring. It must have not been that memorable. And I was just like, okay, that's shady.
Yeah, I think I do remember her saying that part, but I was kind of tuned out.
Yeah, so I was just like, you know, I mean, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But I was just like, oh, I thought they was cool. So, and Kyle looked like surprised too.
Well, both came hard for Garcelle though too.
She did. But that was warranted.
Yeah.
I would admit.
Yeah, no, I agree, because Garcelle been like trying to make it a big thing about her standing up for Dorit all season, and Bose is finally like, look, you do the same exact thing for Sutton. Like, let's not make it an issue. Like, right.
And Bose said in the beginning of the episode or reunion, they were like, how do you feel? She's like, I feel great because everything I said was truth.
Right.
Like, I stand behind everything I said. Like, and it's very true. When they play the tapes back on how she was standing up for Dorit, it wasn't anything Garcelle wouldn't have done for
right. It's literally the same thing, but Garcelle wants her to just be friends with everybody when Garcelle is not even a friend to everybody. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, she is another hypocrite. Like, girl.
That's fact.
If Sutton was in Dorit's position this season, Garcelle would have been going just as hard for her as Bose did for Dorit. I think the reason why Garcelle is like so like weird about it is because Bose is new and she doesn't understand why their relationship developed so fast. But like Bose said, when I came in, I said I was going to be open. You told me you weren't going to tell me about none of the tea. I asked you the tea. You told me you wasn't going to tell me none of the tea. You wanted me to form my own relationship. So I came in with an open mind. When I came in, Dorit was open with me. She was nice. And that's why we bonded. So don't be mad at the bond that you forced me to create.
Exactly. I was like, girl, like, and I think that's what kind of, and it kind of shut Garcelle up. Garcelle was like,
right. I came to the black girl. We had lunch. I asked her, I said, girl, give me the tea. You didn't want to. Don't be mad.
Now, do you think Garcelle felt some type of way about her joining the show?
Yeah.
Is it possible that she wanted to be the only black girl?
I think so. I think that Garcelle probably feels like Bose took some of her shine.
And she
And
did.
like she doesn't give girl to me. Like I feel like she needs to be the center of the attention. So
Yeah.
like because Bose came in and it wasn't all on Garcelle, like there's another strong black woman, it kind
She
of
didn't have to
made,
get under her wing. Like,
right. It made
you
her a
have,
little insecure about her position.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would definitely agree. Because I think Bose, we all know, Bose has a big personality. She can stand on her own. She's proven that. Like, she
Mm-hmm.
wasn't afraid to have conversations with people. She wasn't afraid to speak her mind. She was asking questions that probably people wanted to answer, but was too scared to, ask.
Right. And
So,
she was honest. Like they like to like sugarcoat around stuff, and she was very forthright. She's like, look, this is what it is. This is how I feel. And I mean,
she mean that.
it is what it is.
Listen, I ain't mad at her. I think Bose was a great addition to this season.
Right.
I hope she comes back because I feel like she's that freshness that they kind of needed. So
I wonder how it's gonna be though next season if Garcelle really quits. I mean, she said she quit, but if she doesn't come back and it's just Bose with the other girls, because I feel like Sutton, I don't know. I want to see how different Sutton is gonna be. Because if she starts to still stick with that Garcelle thing, she's gonna be on an island by herself. I don't think they'll bring Jennifer Tilly on full time.
No.
So like, who will Sutton hang out with? You know,
right? Unless they bring someone else in, or her and Kyle can continue their relationship. Because even on the break, it seems like Kyle was still checking on Sutton, and like, it seems like they're still in a good place. So maybe, but I don't. Sutton has not proven to last a whole season without getting into with Kyle. So.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. She may end up on an island.
That is very true. But hopefully her ending up on that island will force her to really look at herself and say, like, okay, girl.
She doesn't give like
no, yeah.
Like it looking deep and trying to like
and she's older.
What is that called?
Probably settled.
Yeah, she doesn't get what is it, introspection? She doesn't give
that. Not at all.
Yeah. So yeah. All right, well, let's get on over to the summer house. Go on over to Martha's Vineyard. Is it? No, it's not Martha's Vineyard. It's Hamptons.
The Hamptons.
Yeah. Monta.
We did see some Martha's Vineyard cast members on this episode.
I was surprised to see them, honestly.
The Bravo fam.
Yeah. But I don't know. I just feel like at the other events that they do, they haven't really like had a lot of different Bravo people besides like Vanderpump.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know, but it doesn't surprise me that that Carl is kicking it with the black folks.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
All right.
So it starts out with Jesse going to meet up with Lexi, and listen, I don't know what Jesse was thinking. Like Jesse, you like this girl, like it's better to just be upfront. Like, why not tell her what happened? Especially if you trying to, like, you told her about you didn't even really tell her about the flirting with Sierra. You like, you come take her on this date, you buy her flowers, you talk about wanting to be exclusive. Like, how do you feel like after what you did last episode, she's not gonna feel like you did that on a lie? Like,
and it makes me wonder too, because all this is being recorded, right? So it makes me wonder if he really even wanted this relationship to last past the summer.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like self-sabotage. Like, this is going to be seen on camera. You've been in the summer house a couple of summers now. So that this information is going to get back to her.
Yeah.
Like,
well, on Watch What Happens Live, Andy was asking Carl if he thinks that Jesse only got exclusive with Lexi so that they can have sex. And Carl's like, yeah, I probably would have did the same thing. Like, savage.
I would have to agree. It was giving, listen, I need to give her what she wants so I can get what I want. I do think that he has, he's like, she probably is the cream of the crop of the Hamptons. Lexi is a beautiful girl. When she did her little, her
photo shoots, oh my God.
Every photo she ate up. I was like, girl.
Right.
Like, come on. So she's a beautiful girl. She's sweet. She seems fun. So I can see why he gravitated towards her. But with her coming on so strong and being who Jesse is, from what we know about him, I didn't see it going past the summer. So I feel like
he love bombed her a little bit though too.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because whatever she said, he was just eating it up. And he was just like, yeah. Like, of course, you looked at all the girls that are in the house, and you know it's better to have in-house booty than to have to go out and get some every night.
Right. And Sierra, I mean, I feel like he probably could have had a chance with Sierra if she didn't date Wes.
Right.
I mean, she even said it. She was like, you counted yourself out when you told me that I picked Wes. Like, you should still try.
Yeah. So he knew that there was no option for that, because if he did that, then it was like a toss-up if he could keep his friendship with Wes. And I don't think he was willing to give up that. You know, he's weighing his options. He's like, I got this girl right here who is in the palm of my hand. Why would I go for the more difficult situation that's not a slam dunk?
Yeah.
So,
but I don't know. I feel like he might have already, like, if I was Wes and I watched back this season, like, I would kind of be looking at him sideways, because I feel like, as my friend, if you're worried about how I feel about you and our friendship, like, the conversations that you're having with Sierra is definitely putting that at risk. Like, it's not giving, I'm trying to make it so you guys could be friends again. It's like you trying to weasel in and see shoot your shot. Like,
and it would make me look back at last season, because he was very flirtatious with her last season, but it was all playful because they were a trio and they were all friends. He even kissed her in the mouth.
Yeah.
Sorry, 1 second. Hey, buddy. 10 more minutes. Thank you. Sorry, guys.
She's a mother.
I'm a mother first.
No drama.
They've been doing really, really, really good. So just ignore that part. But we're wrapping up, buddy. But yeah, so I don't know. Like you said, he should have taken that opportunity to just tell her the truth. It seemed like a comfortable environment, aside from her, you know, kind of like talking about her grandmother. But they didn't even talk about her grandmother at the table.
No, she just mentioned it before so that she could explain why she wasn't there.
Right. So I think he could have came in and said, right when she asked him what happened, he could have said, we had a good time, you know.
Right. Things got crazy. A girl sucked on my toe.
Somebody sucked on my toe.
Right.
I did not
receive it. So then when Lindsay,
and she probably been like, "Ew, gross."
Right. And then when Lindsay's messy at the baseball field and she says, "Oh, I heard Kyle got his Jesse got his toe sucked on." Oh yeah, he already told me. That's so disgusting, huh?
Yeah.
Boom. It's it. Like,
and then if there's any men listening, this is why you always tell your girl the truth, so she doesn't have to be embarrassed, because now Lexi is more upset with him, I'm sure.
Right.
She's embarrassed because everybody knew but her.
Right. Nobody should be able to tell your girl stuff about you that she doesn't already know.
No, like you always have a better chance if you tell them first. And I think that's why he texted her immediately with the Sierra.
Right.
Thing. He's a man. So in his mind, the toe sucking thing is not even a factor. Never mind the fact that you have physical contact with another person.
Yeah.
You go straight to the fact that you want to soften the blow with the whole Sierra thing because you think that's a bigger deal.
Right. And she didn't even care about the Sierra thing. She's like, I just think they're friends. Like, I didn't even, like, the flirting, it doesn't bother me, or I didn't even think that they were flirting because they supposedly are brother sisters. But, like, yeah. Because he said that the toe sucking was so insignificant to him, that should have been the first thing that he told her.
Easy.
Like, the flirting thing, I get it. Maybe you didn't feel like you was flirting with Sierra, and that's why you didn't tell her immediately. That makes sense. Maybe that wasn't what you were intentionally trying to do. But you know dang on well she was not gonna be okay with you getting your toe sucked.
And you know dang on well you should have no business walking into that room in the first place.
Right, weirdo.
Like, why were you even there?
Right. He's a freaking voyeur.
Right. So yeah. So but I think that's what it was with Lexi. I agree. I think if he would have told her at the table, she'd have been grossed out, but it would have been like brushed over.
Right. It would, little bump. That's it. You can explain it however you explained it to her at the baseball diamond, it probably wouldn't even have been that deep because you telling her up front she's not finding out about it or feeling snaked because you get in a relationship with her and you holding stuff back. Like,
yeah, and you have to, like, I think that's what you're trying to say. Like, you have this information as you're asking her to be exclusive with you.
right.
Like, bro. And that's why I think he felt some type of way, because she said, "Now don't you go embarrassing me now." And he was like,
Right.
you see his face?
But that's why I was saying the Sierra thing is different. Like, the Sierra thing was something that they brought up at that party after he had already said it. He didn't feel like he was flirting with Sierra. So that, okay, I get it. You did right. As soon as they put it on your attention, whatever, you went and you told Lexi. But you already knew before and you decided not to do it. Like, it gives sneaky. And okay, so on Watch What Happens Live, they were asking, do we think Emerald broke her by telling Paige and the other girl Paige and Bailey that he was there and that he got his toes up?
I think it was a slip up. I don't think he, like, in watching it, I don't think he like recollect that was her close friend. Like, you're literally telling his girlfriend's best friend that he got his toes up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he registered that.
Yeah, because he wasn't there the first day.
No, I think he kind of was just like recapping the weekend, like, "Oh, that was a crazy weekend." And I think he assumed, because Jesse's usually such an open book, that everybody knew. Well, because he did talk about it the next day, but not with the girls, huh? No,
I don't remember.
None of the girls knew, because Sierra was surprised to hear it. And so was all the girls. So yeah, none of the girls actually knew. I think he only told Wes, maybe.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't think Emerald did that on purpose. I don't think he did that maliciously.
I just think it's weird though for him to bring it up at that party. Like, I'm kind of like, I want Emerald to be a good addition, but I feel like if the wild sexcapades that he has is gonna be his storyline, it's not long lasting.
No.
Like,
especially because he didn't even want to talk about it.
Right, like, we don't even know him. All we know is that he goes to the club and brings back randoms and has sex every day.
That's our first impression of you.
And that he it's against his religion and he just is doing it to, like, rebel, pretty much. Like, that's all we know.
Yeah.
And he was married.
So what do you think about Carl's whole bar situation and everyone's comments about his business endeavor?
So I think that the bar is a good idea, and I like that he already has, like, his demographic set, like, you know, people in recovery, pregnant people, you know, like people that just don't drink, whatever. I think that's great. I definitely feel like his roommates were being shady, but I feel like out of all of them, Paige was probably the most supportive. Like, she really tried to, like, you know, hype him up.
Yeah. So I don't think they all necessarily believe in it. They believe in him. Yeah. Which is good. But it's like, okay, like, it's like an underhanded compliment where it's like, yeah, I think this is great for him. I hope it does well for him. Right. But it's not like they don't think it's a good idea, which I can kind of see them saying that because they all drink and they don't want to go. They have no desire to go to a bar that doesn't serve alcohol, which is cool because you guys are not the target audience. Right. It's like the same thing where they say, like, for people that do content, like, don't get upset when your friends don't repost your stuff or don't like or comment on your stuff, because if they don't do content, they don't understand the value in that. Like, it doesn't, not important to them. And as your friends, it should be important to them because it's important to you, but they don't register that all the time. It doesn't, like, drive them the same way. Think about who your target audience is. And if those people like what you're doing, if those people are, like, wanting to be involved in what you're doing, like, that's really all that matters. So I think as friends, they're doing their part by, like, supporting. They don't have to believe in the vision. It would be nice if they did, but
I think they just need to see it. Because, like, imagine, like, going there, they got good music. It's like the games. I mean, and it's not like you're gonna be sober. Like, he has adaptogens. Like, you might get a little bonus. Like,
that's, you know, what Jesse was like. He was like, I think I'm buzzing off all these extra additives. Right. So yeah, but also I think that they'll continue to support, but they still might not, like, it might not be their first choice. They might go there and have dinner and then go to another bar because they do drink.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, even there, they were like, oh, it'd be great if it had some liquor in it. It tastes good. But like,
Yeah. Well, shoot, why don't you sneak in a little baby bottle? Put it
right.
between your tits.
Or go there for lunch. Go there and have coffee. Like, you don't have to, like, if you
Yeah.
have to have a drink every time you go out, then you might want to reconsider.
Right. You might need to be at the bar without alcohol because you might be a little
Right.
out.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So then Lindsay's at the baseball game. I don't know what her little friend is. I know she get on my nerves though, because girl, why are you going so hard for this relationship that don't exist? Like, why would you go and bring this stale tea, the other black girl,
Gabby.
Why would you go to
with her
pregnant?
missing G on her Gucci glasses? I said,
that's her Uchi glasses, girl.
I was like, oh, I like her Gucci glasses. Where is the G?
It's Uchi. I wonder, are they real? Did the G fall off? Like,
because the other side had the G. Because once I saw the one G missing, I was fixated on, are they Uchi? Is there another G on the other side? Like, so when they showed another clip and I saw the other G, I said, oh, they're probably just old glasses.
Yeah. But no, the fact that she could not wait to go to Lindsay and be like, yeah, so Carl's little friend, she said that they started talking, she slid in his DMs in the summer. It's like, first of all, you didn't even tell it right. She said that he met her parents at a game over the summer.
Right.
And then after that, she DM'd him. She never said when she DM'd him. She just said after he met with her parents and they got cool, then she DM'd him. That could have been after they broke up. You never know. She never put a time frame on it. And they did break up in the summer. So like,
yeah. And she DM'd him. He didn't DM her.
Right.
So just because she DM'd him and he may have said, hey, yeah, I did meet your parents. I'm pretty sure her parents told her like, hey, he was a cool guy, but he's engaged. He's engaged to be married. Now we don't know what Carl told her parents. He could have said, you know, I am engaged. I do need a little advice because I don't know if I want to go through with the wedding, blah, blah, blah. Which I think it would have been warranted because Lindsay said herself that when she walked into his room in their apartment, even though they weren't broken up yet, he's in a separate room. I'm like, so y'all was basically on the outs and he had to officially tell you like, this is over.
Right.
But like, y'all already weren't getting along.
Yeah, how you sleeping in separate rooms and y'all engaged? Like, y'all supposed to be happy. Why y'all getting married and y'all can't even be in the same room together?
And that's probably why he was like, this is crazy. I'm not doing this. It doesn't make any sense. Lindsay clearly wanted to just be married and have a kid. It didn't matter who it was with.
Right. She showed that. She was like, him. Like, it don't matter whose body. I just want to get married and I want to have a baby. That's it.
She said she was going to be pregnant by next summer, and that she was. Because she had met the guy for 2 months and then she was pregnant.
Yeah.
So I don't know why she's very upset. She's gonna confront him and he goes to greet her and she doesn't want to shake his hand. Like she's really upset. She's yelling, her vein is popping out of her head. But I think Lindsay is so upset because she feels like she was painted as the bad guy when she came out with this boyfriend and being pregnant, and now she's like, yes, I have something on him. And everybody thinks
he is still the bad guy. That's not even his girlfriend. So what are we talking about?
They want to hone in on the fact that he's been talking to this girl since last summer. You don't know that. She DM'd him.
And they're not together. So what is that showing? They didn't even kiss in the mouth last episode.
No, and they're clearly still getting to know each other. It seems as though he has a good rapport and relationship with her parents. But that first interaction at the party and the way he was like nervous to see her and stuff seems like they just started like talking on that level.
Right.
And I believe Carl when he says he did not date. So the girl could have DM'd him. And he could have said, yeah, I actually did meet your parents. They're great people in the conversation. Mm-hmm. Maybe they kept the conversation going, but not in the manner of them dating.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think she's reaching.
Yeah. So that's when she told Lexi that Jesse got his toe sucked and she was pissed the whole game. They talked it out and now things are okay, but we'll see
Yeah.
how they progress throughout the rest of the
Because
season.
now Lexi's gonna have one eye open on him, as she
And
should.
now she's really, at first she wasn't really thinking about the Sierra thing, but they also put a 10 on him flirting with Sierra too. So I feel like anything him and Sierra do, she's gonna be fixated on now.
Yep.
They just don't want people to be happy. They just a bunch of miserable hussies.
Like,
Trying to
girl,
stop
keep
this.
it to yourself. Like, and I thought Bailey was gone. It ain't her fault, but I just thought she was gone.
Right. Well, no, I did too, because there was like some controversy about her telling the storylines and all of that stuff before the show. So I thought she wasn't going to be back this season. So I was surprised to see her at Kyle's function too.
Yeah. Yeah. But this episode was better than the last couple ones. So I hope the momentum continues to build.
Right. Hopefully. I feel like Jesse and Lexi will be the drama, and Carl and Lindsay again.
Per usual. Because she wants to confront Carl about it.
I hope Carl reads.
Sit down.
I know. I hope Carl reads the hell out of her. Like, listen, what are you even talking to me for?
Carl, pull the receipts.
Right. And what are you even talking to me about this for? You literally have a whole baby in your stomach. Like, be gone.
And girl, you was ignoring me in our house. Like, the relationship had been over. You was just trying to force this wedding that never needed to happen.
Right. Trying to drag it, girl. Let it go.
Yep. All right, y'all. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Join us for another one next Tuesday. Make sure you leave us comments and subscribe.
Like and all that junk.
Yes, check the description box for all of our information. Tell a friend, and we hope to see you in the next one.
Bye.